The game Grand Theft Auto 5 released 4 years ago, and with that said, I think it's important to address where we currently stand with Rockstar Games, the developers of Grand Theft Auto. A lot seems to have changed in the last 4 years, most specifically, Grand Theft Auto's major shift in focus towards its online mode. For those of you that don't know, Grand Theft Auto 5 was going to receive a major single-player DLC. It's what we were promised. However, with GTA Online having made $1 billion fucking dollars, that single-player DLC was pretty much abandoned. Now, there were multiple reasons why Rockstar didn't want to release a single-player DLC and won't release a single-player DLC as they were originally planning, but the main reason, to me, seems to be the tremendous success of Grand Theft Auto Online. So there's that obvious reason, but it is concerning to me that online was given such an emphasis over single player, and I think if the signs are showing true, we might be looking at the death of the single player Rockstar game that we have come to love, and that's really what the core of this video is going to be addressing. But first off, I would like to point out some of the things the single-player campaign did absolutely wrong. See, usually from Rockstar we expect really gripping, hard stories, and Grand Theft Auto 5 was almost that. It was almost the story that we deserved. However, there's the ending of the game, which in my opinion was totally 100% botched. The game is 4 years old, a spoiler alert I guess, but really it doesn't even matter. From the very start of the game, it's building towards a conflict between Trevor and Michael, two of the 3 playable characters. So it's one of those, there are so many people after you and it's time to pay the piper endings, as well as these 2 friends are now enemies and they're gonna go at it. But it's a total cop-out. In the end, you are given 3 options as Franklin: kill Michael, kill Trevor, or kill literally every bad guy that's after you in a spectacular fashion and win the day. The last one is the right one to pick, apparently, and that's the true ending that everyone kind of accepts, the one where they fly off into the sunset, the one where all the characters get off scot-free and kill every single person that's after them and live happily ever after. And it was disappointing to say the least, and it simply didn't deliver on the core conflict the entire game spent developing between Michael and Trevor. Now, the game started to go in the right direction with its ending, but then, like I said, it totally cops out. At the end of the game, you don't really care about the people that are after you, or really any of the game's so-called villains. The people you do care about, though, are the 3 characters that you've played with all this time. At the end of this game, one of them should be dead. You should have had to make the choice of which character needed to die. Now, most people just wrote off the ending of this game, but I feel like we weren't as disappointed and upset as we should have been with it. After playing the game on multiple playthroughs, it's obvious to me that the ending of this game not only should have been better, but was actually at some point going to be fantastic, but somebody decided to pull it back a bit. The entire game has been building up a conflict between Trevor and Michael, an uneasy conflict. The game starts with Michael essentially betraying Trevor and getting their friend Brad killed. There was totally supposed to be a reason for this. There's a reason why the game starts off here. From then on, the relationship between Trevor and Michael progressively unfolds, and the truth keeps coming out little bit by little bit, until eventually, Trevor asks the important question.
Let me just ask you something. All right, something I've been thinking about. Up in North Yankton, exactly who was buried in your place?
It all starts to come together, and then Trevor seems like he's gonna fucking lose it.
You treacherous piece of shit! You're fucking dead! You're fucking dead! Oh, fuck. Trevor! Hey! T!
He buys a plane ticket to go to North Yankton, which is the place where Michael is supposedly buried, to find out for himself who is in that grave. In this section, you play as Michael, trying to chase Trevor down, catching a flight up to North Yankton to confront him. It all starts with you driving on the snowy, dark road, the place where you started the game, to go confront him. It's nighttime and flashback audio is playing in the background as Michael is remembering the deal he made to get out. And now he might have to kill his friend. It's a chilling scene that gave me goosebumps the first time I played it. Michael arrives at the cemetery and Trevor is in his grave, just about to crack open the coffin. He cracks it open, their friend Brad is inside, who Trevor thought was alive all this time. Trevor gets up and they point their guns at each other. This is the moment. This was the game's opportunity, the thing it was building up to the entire time, the reason we are here. 2 of the 3 main characters have reached the breaking point. It's time. This is where the game needs to start wrapping up. This is where Trevor needs to go fucking crazy, and as Franklin, you make the choice of whether or not to help Michael stop Trevor by killing him, or help Trevor by killing Michael. Now, people complained that Franklin was the only likable character in the game, but that's no accident. Franklin is supposed to be the blank slate. He's supposed to be you. Trevor and Michael are both flawed because there has to be a justification for killing one of them. Michael is a traitorous snake. He's an asshole. He's mean and can't do anything. Trevor is, well, fucking Trevor. There's a debate to be had, sure, but with it being Trevor versus Michael, you feel a call to action. You have to choose which one is going to live or die. The conflict between Trevor and Michael is so powerful and so strong, but the game just totally kicked that to the curb. The most important thread of this story is Trevor versus Michael. It's what the game is, beginning, middle, and end, but it's abandoned. And yes, you are still given the option to kill one of them, but there's no conflict. It's meaningless. It's just there. Trevor and Michael are totally cool with one another. The central conflict of the entire story is resolved in a bullshit, uninteresting, kick-to-the-curb manner, and Franklin literally just is given the option to show up and cap one of them. So you're not helping Michael to kill Trevor, or helping Trevor to kill Michael. You're not saving one by killing the other. You're just an asshole. And the game tells you you're an asshole. It literally tells you you are doing the wrong thing.
Hey, baby, what's up? Really? Tracy? College? Our Tracy? Real college? You gotta be kidding me. That's great. All right, well, hey, listen, let me talk to you a little later, all right?
I mean, even killing Trevor feels bad. There should have been debate here. There was going to be debate here. There should have been a justification for choosing who to kill. I have no doubt in my mind that the original end conflict was Trevor versus Michael, and Franklin comes in to resolve it. Having the FIB just tell us to assassinate one person gives us no motivation. It just feels bad. It's a sucker punch to your balls, and an unwarranted one at that. The option should have been, and as I said, I think they were going to be, save Michael, kill Trevor, save Trevor and kill Michael, or kill both of them and take a shit ton of money from the game's FIB. But someone at Rockstar made the call to abandon the central conflict of the story in favor of a cop-out ending, or an unjustified, unneeded, nobody wants it, no one's gonna do it, assassination on one of 2 friends. By the end of the game, there was no point to Michael faking his death. There was no point to Trevor thinking Michael is a traitor. There's absolutely no payoff. And nobody ever talks about how the ending of Grand Theft Auto 5 totally makes the rest of the game irrelevant. There was just no point to it. Now you may be asking yourself why I spent so much time talking about the game's lackluster and underwhelming story. Well, we are talking about the death of the Rockstar single-player game, and the lackluster ending to Grand Theft Auto 5 is a springboard for that death. Because it wasn't the huge, mind-blowing conflict that it should have been, we as players are left feeling like the single player didn't really have much purpose. We robbed some banks, we killed some people, and we had fun, sure, but it didn't pay off in any meaningful way. I'm not going to tell someone, hey, campaign of Grand Theft Auto 5, you really gotta play it. Grand Theft Auto 4 had a conclusive ending for the character of Nico Bellic, one that shows that living a life of crime is not sustainable. The ending to Red Dead Redemption is masterful and widely regarded as one of the best video game endings ever. Grand Theft Auto 5, compared to every other Rockstar game, Bully, all the Grand Theft Auto games, does not deliver with its ending, and this could not have come at a worse time. There was some hope that a DLC for the single player would provide some of the payoff we were hoping for, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Ever. So what can we expect from the future? Well, online. Lots of online. I can't help but be a little bit scared for the future Rockstar titles. The lack of payoff in the campaign, as well as the cancellation of DLC for that campaign, which also meant the cancellation for any meaningful ending to the single player, shows me that there is going to be a certain priority placed on the online aspect of these games in the future. That is a fact that is very, very concerning to me. Grand Theft Auto Online is only fun because it branched off from Grand Theft Auto 5 itself. The campaign gives each building an area in the world some personality. Without that campaign, Grand Theft Auto Online would suck. Now, In the trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2, we already have hints that online might be focused on, as there are multiple people riding together in the trailer. I'm not saying there aren't right ways this can be approached, but really look at Grand Theft Auto Online. The thing barely works. They can't stop the modders and hackers on PC. Randomly dying from hacked explosions happens way too often. The game itself takes forever to load. It's ridiculous. It takes so long to get through one loading screen. Now, it's fun, sure, but objectively speaking, it's broken. And it's fun because it's broken in a weird sort of way, but to think that the people that run such an objectively bad online service might be thinking about turning said online service into their main focus and cutting off their masterfully told stories should be concerning to everyone. I am scared for the future of Rockstar Games. Hopefully they know that venturing into online-only territory would be dangerous for them, but I don't know. The prospect of an online cash cow might be enough to make them succumb. As you can tell, I have a lot of thoughts on my head, but I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below on how you feel the future of Rockstar or Grand Theft Auto is going. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content. I'm Sir Neck, and I will see you next time.